to this day, I've never seen anything like that, where the Beastie Boys literally said on their mic, we didn't need to use our smoke for our laser show. You guys are smoking so much weed. So I go to Canada, I buy tickets to go see the Beastie Boys, I buy plane tickets, and I'm going up there to visit George and check out what's going on. At that time, British Columbia, Canada was super progressive in their weed tolerance. They had basically kind of adopted like a policy kind of along the lines that Amsterdam had. There's a unique connection between, I don't know if it's specifically BC and Amsterdam or all of Canada, but like something in World War II, like Canadians were responsible for some liberation, and then Amsterdam like send them tulips, massive amounts of tulips every year or something, as a thank you. Back then, in the mid to late 90s, before they went down the side of the dark empire there for the 2000s, you could go up there and get served food with hemp in it. It was super easy to buy weed, like little weed bars, like just kind of tucked in behind that were really easy to get directed to. And then in establishments, you could not smoke cigarettes back then. They'd bring you a little plate and rolling papers, and you could straight up bust out weed at the table, roll a joint, and light it up and smoke it, and put your ash right on that little thing they gave you. And not in every single place, but every single place that I patronized did. Fresh off this, big cash score from the Hemp Fest, I take a rifle case full of glass, thinking, hey, Canada's hella cool, man. I'm like reading in High Times, I'm reading in all kinds of stuff, and hearing stuff, and it's just all this and that. Well, that is really reality, is what it is. It's like Vancouver City. So that had the most progressive. And then you had BC, British Columbia, the province. They were really progressive as well. But the Canadian federal government, not so much. Canadian customs, not so much. I get up there with my rifle case full of glass, and I am totally brought into their thing. And if it wasn't for this one very sweet lady, very nice lady, because they were telling me, no, you can't come. You're fucking bringing fucking pop pipes into our country. You gotta go. I got tickets to the Beastie Boys, man. What the fuck? So this one nice lady is just like, I'm gonna let you go to your concert, but you have to leave. And they stapled a fucking note to my passport that said I had to leave at a certain, right on time, or else, and I was not supposed to be in Canada after that. I get up there, George has a crop in his house. I can't remember if it was impressive or not. It was probably pretty good. He had some friends up there, and I think George had got hooked up there because what the deal was is there was all the raver kids, and all the raver kids from Gene, Portland, Olympia, Seattle, Vancouver, BC, were all congregating at these raves and making connections. That's how George met people, that he then met people, and, you know. So we're just hanging out there with George, and he introduces me to his two buddies up there, Huey and Louie, or Huey and Dewey. Huey is like this, he's a fucking Irish dude from BC that's in the weed game that really wants to be in the IRA, the Irish Republican Army. And he may have been loosely associated with those people. I heard some crazy stories about him later on, you know, because the IRA pretty much ended like right around that whole time, maybe a little bit after that. But he was seriously Irish. I mean, they were nice guys. We got along good. I'm probably fucking up their names, and they're probably happy about that if they're still alive. So we hung out, and they hooked me up with some coveted weed. Oh, the K2. That was the K2. I mean, we were like, nobody had a fucking car. Huey and Dewey didn't have a car. They lived downtown. George didn't have a car, and he lived out in the burbs. And I didn't have a car. I flew up there. So we were literally like taking cabs and shit around, getting rides. And I got a half ounce of this K2, and it was gnarly weed. It was fucking awesome. That was the one big adventure. And then, you know, just kind of hanging out up there. But then the Beastie Boys concert was like an amazing experience. Like, to this day, I've never seen anything like that. Where the Beastie Boys literally said on their mic, we didn't need to use our smoke for our laser show. You guys are smoking so much weed. It was literally like you were being passed a joint while you had a joint in your mouth, and you were passing someone else another joint. There was the floor seats, and then there was the upper seats. So we had the good floor seats. No, they weren't seats. It was standing on the floor, which I would always prefer. Just the way Canadians operate was just like so much cooler. So you had all the people in the seats wanted to come down to the floor. So they weren't supposed to, and those seats were actually up a little bit, like maybe 5 or 8 feet or something like that. And they had security posted at all the... Well, so people would like bundle up, like get out of their seat and then like go down and stand like in these wells, like right where the... And there would be like a bunch of them gathering up, and then somebody would just like jump around the security, and then the security would go, hey, and go this way, and everybody would go the other way. And then security from the other places would come over to help stop them. But then nobody was at those spots, so then everybody would start going down from there. So by a certain point in the concert, literally the security were just letting people, because some people wanted to go back up and sit down. Some people on the floor wanted to go have a seat because they were tired of standing. So the fucking security guard was helping them up. And this is just the failure of capitalism again, you know. We must divide. You have your seat, you stand your seat, you got the floor, you go to the floor, that's it, end of story, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, not in Canada. They fucking did it their way, man, and it was cool. Those fucking security guards had to be high. I can't see how they wouldn't have been. It was a very cool scene. Seeing the Beastie Boys, I really kicked myself because I didn't see the Beastie Boys when they came to Portland with Run DMC, because I was scared. I was scared, literally. It's like, oh. I'd never even been to a concert at that point. So anyway, it was a fucking amazing concert, man. R.I.P. Mike D. They had the Mixmaster Mike there. I don't remember who opened. Yeah, so that was an amazing experience. I'm really glad that that lady in customs saw her way fit to let me in. And then I figured out how to let myself in.